Hello, I'm Gary Karp, and I want to welcome you to the very first episode 1 of Passionate Talk. I am very grateful that you chose to download, listen, and subscribe. Today it's just going to be you and me, and we're going to chat for about, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. On future episodes, I will be talking with authors, artists, successful entrepreneurs, coaches, and people I call woke folk about their journey, beliefs, and what they are passionate about. Each episode will be between 30 and 35 minutes. That's the perfect time for listening to this podcast during your daily commute, when you're at the gym, out for your daily walk, or simply out and about catching up on your errands. After the launch phase is completed, you can look forward to a new episode of Passionate Talk delivered to wherever you listen to podcasts each and every Monday. Each episode, my guests will be sharing their stories and what they gained from those experiences. They will share their best advice for those who may find themselves in similar situations, and they'll tell you what they are currently up to and how to contact them. I am an avid podcast listener. Some of my favorite podcasts are WTF with Mark Maron, Hidden Brain, and This American Life. I love listening to people's stories. When I was in my 20s, I had a friend and mentor who told me that everyone is interesting, and we could learn something from everyone we meet if we just take the time to listen to their stories. Since then, I've taken the time to talk with and listen to almost everyone I meet. I listen for their truth nuggets, those little pieces of information that I can take and apply to my own life. And that's really what Passionate Talk is all about. Discovering those universal truths and learning how to apply them to our own lives. It's my personal mission to empower and inspire others to create the greatest version of the grandest vision they have for themselves. I hope that by listening, you will be inspired to take the next step in the evolution and creation of you. I'd like to end this episode by sharing a little of my story. I'm 51 years old and was born and raised in New York City. I'm the youngest of 4 children and the only boy. That's right, I have 4 older sisters. When I was a few weeks old, I suffered a neonatal stroke which was caused by an infection. Medically, I'm considered to have brain damage, although I have never let that stop me. I have self-published 5 Amazon top-selling books, I've had roles in 2 independent films, and I have walked over 40 feet of hot coals, barefoot. When I was 22, I was hit by a car. Both my legs were smashed, and the doctors told me I may never walk normally again. It took almost 4 years of hard work, but I proved the doctors wrong. After getting a clean bill of health, I started to run 5Ks. A 5K is a race that's just over 3 miles. When I was 33 years old, I got married and moved from New York City to Jacksonville, Florida. A few years later, I found out that my wife was sleeping with a good buddy of mine from college. This led to a severe depression and multiple suicide attempts. A few months before my 44th birthday, the company I worked for almost 5 years laid everyone off and closed the call center I was working at. 6 months later, I found myself unemployed and homeless. I have been downsized, transitioned, merged, and plain old fired from more jobs than people should have in a lifetime. My experiences in corporate America, especially the last one, led me to become an entrepreneur, and I started my first business when I was 45 years old. It failed, as did the next one, and the next one, and the one after that. Those experiences showed me not to take anything in life for granted, and I have spent every day since looking for, finding, losing, and then finding again my passion. Passion for me is the juice of life. It's what gets me to jump out of bed at 5:30 every morning. Right now, my passion is this podcast and empowering other people. Where will this journey lead? I don't know. And that's okay, because the destination is not the goal. The goal is to live each and every day with passion. I want to thank you again for listening. I know that there are tons of personal development, spiritually based, and storytelling podcasts out there. And really, I see Passionate Talk as a hybrid of all three. In the upcoming weeks, I sit down and talk with empaths and set designers, entrepreneurs and students, coaches, artists, and bloggers, all of whom shared their stories and experiences with me. In episode 2, I sit down with graphic designer Gwen Wilkins, who will tell us the story of how she almost lived in a hole under the 7th Street Bridge in Pittsburgh. Gwen will also share her 4 rules for succeeding at life. We both had a lot of fun recording this interview, so I hope that you'll listen in. So until the next time, follow your dreams and passions and manifest the life you choose.